All right, guys, so I figured I'd just jump on here real quick, trying to get a lot of stuff done in the last 2 weeks with trying to keep up the pace of doing 2 videos a week too. And I got plenty of footage just trying to get this stuff edited, so I thought I'd just jump on and do a live for about 15 minutes or so tonight, see if we can get some folks on. I know I'll probably need to go longer than that, but see if we could figure it out. Trying to look and see if I can find me some schedule 40 of the 3/4 inch. Working on water lines and trying to get the water lines done. Hey Michael, good to see you, man. Trying to get the water lines done at the blackberry patch and the garden. We got everything planted and just trying to make sure we got water lines, that kind of thing. And I think I'm gonna have to go with some thin wall, which I really don't want to do, but it is what it is. And if it gives me a problem, I can always dig it up and move it. I usually don't like using thin wall when it's going to be a like in a basically a fitting coming out. It's kind of running a long distance in the ground. I don't mind thin wall, it's no problem at all, but trying to figure out, I got, one more place I can check. Trying to figure out if it works. It's usually no problem in regards to using that thin wall, like I said, in the ground in our region. Now I will say, depending on where you are, it can definitely impact where you are. If you're super rocky, I would strongly recommend you not do that. Let's see, that's 1 inch. Yep. I think I am gonna have to use some thin wall on my 3/4. And a lot of times for us, it's, use what you got. And that's what we're doing, so. That is not PVC, that is conduit. Well, it's PVC, but it's conduit. And it's not long enough. All right. Nope, that's 1 inch. Okay. So I think we're gonna end up using thin wall, which is no problem. I just thought I might be able to find some schedule 40. So again, we're out here working in the garden trying to get the water set up so that, I don't know about y'all, but it has been absolutely blazing hot. Check this out. I really, really wish that we had smell-o-vision, because these are absolutely beautiful and they smell wonderful. I know a lot of people were wanting to see the irises. I actually made an iris trade with a lady today. I kind of wanted to wait about a month, but it was some that I had plenty of, so we went ahead and traded. And they might not bloom next year, but if they don't, they don't. I didn't really lose a whole lot. So all right, so let me flip you back around and show you exactly what we're dealing with here. Excuse my trench, that was just to drain water because I had a yeah, you're right, Michael, that is exactly right. You don't have a clue how long it took me to find these bad boys. I've got 2 pair, one good pair, which is that pair, and another pair that is absolutely no good. They look exactly the same. The others are probably China, those are Taiwan. And but they are a game changer when dealing with PVC. But it took me probably 30 minutes to find those earlier. I looked all over the place, but excuse the trench here. This is really just to drain the water out because I was watering the blackberries just with the hose, and because I didn't have the pressure regulator on, it's building up pressure and we're getting a little bit of extra water down here. But what I was working on, and y'all will probably appreciate it, if y'all have ever done any plumbing, it definitely it is not for the faint of heart, and it makes you appreciate why plumbers make what they make. We had this set up here where the T was this. And during that single digit cold in December, you can see right there, it split it. It did not leak, but you couldn't use it in regards to turning it on because it would leak then. But I added this line back to the blackberries where you just saw. I also added right here to the muscadines, so you can see the muscadines will have water. And so I tied those in with this 45, screwed the unscrewed the female fitting and put on the T, ran that direction, and then just came up here, and this is where we'll hook our timer. And once it gets to be wintertime, what I'll do is I'll unscrew this. I'll turn the water off up at the well house. I'll unscrew this, take this off, and put the cap on. I did not do that this past year, and that ball valve actually stuck up just a little bit above this hole for the put all the fittings in. And then when I plumbed this originally, I put this extra one down here thinking that we might want to have a hose set up if this is going to be for the timer. I've used it some, but not nearly as much. I thought about cutting all that out and redoing it, but I was like, you know what? I'm already going to be dealing with enough. So I got that finished earlier. And we will also be, I'm ashamed to show y'all this raised bed. It looks absolutely hideous. The ones we've planted and been using the last couple of years look wonderful. This one I built, and this is the asparagus one. It has been sitting there for 1.5 to 2 years, waiting on me to get the water fixed. So that's why I'm out here trying to get the water fixed where the freeze broke it. But that is the next part of this project, as well as working on, back up where I was before, up there, working on the muscadines for that second row, as well as the blueberries that we put in. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is gonna finish up over here. I figured I'd just set y'all up and let y'all watch, and we can kind of chat if anybody's got any questions, that kind of thing. Like I said, I'm gonna try and be on here for about 15 minutes, trying my best to just keep up with doing 2 videos a week. And it has gone pretty well so far. I've got tons of stuff I just got to edit. It's just a matter of kind of getting all that together so that we can kind of get it out and keep documenting what we're doing. Planning another kind of blackberry one day this week. So got a video on that coming out. Still need to finish up talking through about Ronnie and Shannon and us going to Kings Mountain. Speaking of which, if any of y'all don't already follow Ronnie specifically, not that I'm not going to support Shannon like him too, but Ronnie is super close to getting 1,000 on his Early Bird Farms SC. So definitely go check him out. I'd encourage you to do that. And then also check out Shannon at, I'm drawing a blank, guys. Y'all tell me Shannon's channel name and it'll hit me in about 10 minutes. But let me get y'all set up on tripod here, and we're just gonna kind of work on this plumbing. And while I'm doing that, we will have a little bit of a conversation. So, any questions, comments, suggestions? How is y'all's garden doing? Ours is doing well now that we finally got it in. It has been in the 80s to upper 80s this week. I've determined that my car, which is a Volkswagen TDI, most of y'all who know me know that I'm super frugal, and it has 353,000 miles on it, and I'm about to have to get some work done to it. But it does not like temperatures in regards to the AC once it gets to be above 80. So it handles it, it's just it doesn't keep up. So it's been an interesting week just adjusting to that after we're all so used to those super cold temperatures. But let's see what else we've been working on. I had some blueberry cuttings I had been working on, and I have finally given up on those. They were a failure and did not work, and I actually had a opportunity today to get some parts, pieces, etc., to try and get a misting setup going for starting cuttings. And so I actually met up with somebody today, and also have a potential opportunity to go tour their place and get a video. They said they were open to that, so we'll see if that ends up working out or not. Let's see if anybody's got any comments. I can't see it from that far away. Nope, not right now. There you go. Everything is in pots. I have about 200 plants to put in the ground tomorrow. Lots of varieties. What you planting, Michael? I know we definitely I'll kind of walk through the garden once I get this. I got one more fitting the glue on. I know that we were just thankful to get everything in, and we have been waiting and waiting and waiting because the weather has been absolutely crazy. Oh, got to do cleaner on the fitting. One thing that always gets me, this PVC cleaner, I probably had this, I don't know how long, a very, very long time. It is fine. PVC glue, I try and close it as soon as I use it, and every time, it seems to just want to dry up on me. I mean, every time. I'm trying to get just enough every single time doing a fitting today. All right. Let's see what you got. Peppers, tomatoes, peas, cucumbers, watermelon, squash, pumpkins, eggplant, potatoes, and sweet potatoes. Nice. I think you're in a similar zone to us. You might want to wait just a little bit for sweet potatoes. Other than that, man, you should be good. I know we were behind on doing some potatoes this year too. So we just started some, honestly, about 2 weeks ago. And they're sprouting. They'll be all right. We started some late last year, and they don't do as well as they maybe could or should, but they do okay. And sweet potatoes, I forget when we planted those. It was early June, I believe, and they did really, really well. They like it hot. It is definitely a hot weathered plant. They like that soil temperature to be super hot. You're in Charlotte. Yeah, I would probably wait just a little bit on the sweet potatoes if you can. If they're growing like crazy, you might need to go ahead and put them in there. But yeah, you might want to wait just a little bit on the sweet potatoes. But everything else, man, yeah, it's perfect time. And the weather has been absolutely, like I said, the weather has been absolutely great. All right. Okay. Tighten my lid, even though this stuff is basically like bubble gum at this point. All right. Okay. Let's see here. I'll show you all what I did. Again, I actually got 1 inch coming here, and then it runs all the way back down over there. 1 inch is overkill, but I just used what I have, and then it came up here with 3/4, and then we'll actually have a timer on this as well. We'll come down off of this and run it all the way down. I'll show y'all how my blackberries are doing. You got Ponca and a Wichita, and then Primark Freedom, and then Primark Travelers, and we are loaded up. It's absolutely doing great. I don't know if any of y'all watch Texas Prepper 2. He's a great resource for blackberries as well. He grows them all in pots, which I think is kind of interesting. He uses those grow tubs, which I've never had great success with, but that's what he uses. And a lot of his had a lot of dieback, kind of like this. I had some, and that's from the late freezes we had. But you can see, I mean, mine are still blooming some, but they're putting on here. A couple more weeks, should have some berries. And then we've got new primocanes coming up. Y'all can see, I said the video before, I opened up space. If you're using this landscape fabric, it does work great. But I will say with blackberries, I had a tip from a guy in one of the blackberry groups, and he shared that basically he didn't have enough room for primocanes. I found that out too. You'll notice here I need to open it up even more. Awesome, Arkansas Prepper. Yeah, we actually got a couple off of those. Did you say, let me go back. Did you say you have, you got Freedom? Okay, so these basically here, and here are Traveler. The next one's a Freedom. And then every one of these up here are Primark Freedom. And these are the ones that we planted. Oh gosh, I'd have to go back and look at the video. They've done really well except for that one right there. I'll show you that in a second. I have had a few friends. So we've been taking a few measures trying to just mark the area with some different things that hopefully they will stay away. Usually we have pressure up on the upper end, and every once in a while we'll have some down here, but they found these early and maybe they'll just mess with the tender shoots. For some reason, this one here has not done nearly as well, so I don't know what is happening with it, but y'all can see how the garden's doing. We'll have a full tour of this in the near future, so definitely stay tuned with how that is going. And we'll definitely recap some of that stuff and just let you know and see how it's going. We've also got some information coming out just about tomato growing. I think we're gonna have another competition this year. We have not really promoted that much this year, but this will actually be year 3 for that. So stay tuned for that. If you've already planted your tomatoes, we're gonna give a little flexibility because I know everybody's weather was nuts this year. So we'll kind of recap some of that stuff. So any other questions or comments, guys, before we kind of take off? I said I was gonna try and be about 15 minutes and I'm at 18. So I'm gonna try and stick to my goal, and we will kind of come out and recap. I'm gonna let those fittings dry. Usually try and give them, 30 minutes to an hour. I might wait until in the morning and just try them and see, just make sure everything held. Especially, I'll say a prayer across my fingers, especially with that glue. It's not as liquid as I like. So appreciate you joining us, Arkansas Prepper. Yeah, I'll let you know, Michael, about the tomato challenge, and really appreciate you guys jumping in and hanging in, and also just making comments and making it part of the just the event and video for today. And looking forward to kind of just continually sharing with you guys about how things are going and what we've got going on here. I'll share, and I think they would get a kick, and they're totally fine with me saying it, but the folks that I mentioned today that I went and picked up some timers for those cuttings, they have been in South Carolina a long time. Their family traces way back too, and we were just having some conversations about that, and also just talking about people who move here. People who move here don't necessarily always know what things are like, whether that be the weather, whether that be just how we are, how friendly we are. Y'all know how all those things are in regards to folks that have been in the South for a long time or are from the South. But she made the comment that she said, yeah, we're in, we talk about zone 8A in the clay, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. because we often talk about clay and how to amend that soil, etc. And I just thought that was a great rhyme that she came up with. And we'll if we can work out going back and getting a tour of their place, then we'll definitely give them the credit for that. So again, thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell like Mike Tyson did in the 1980s so that you don't miss any content from us here at Dean Family Acres. Y'all have a blessed day. Don't forget, be sure and be friendly to someone, reach out, and help other people. Y'all have a blessed day.